All right, look at that intro,
A little fucking
man.
abrupt, don't you think?
Well, what free's like, bro. Enjoy free.
Can we get a
So,
little bit of a fade in? Like,
first time I ever did it. We'll try for next time.
I mean, we
The
love
other
the
the other
production value
platforms, yeah, it's all right. The
immensely,
other
but
production, the other app was better on the fade in. So
yeah.
anyway,
Oh, we got one follower.
yeah. See, you never know. Things are bound to happen.
Yeah.
All right. As we always usually do. Hey, guess what I'm drinking there, Mangler?
Winch it out.
And is it an IPA?
Imperial Stout.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's
And
not.
that's 12.6% alcohol by volume.
Is that high?
Yeah, I think that's high. That's like wine category.
Oh, I didn't realize wine had more alcohol than beer.
Yeah, it does. Normally. It
Hmm.
depends if it's old world or new world. New world has more alcohol. That's the US and not Europe. So, anyway,
Well, I don't know. I bought some Italian wines recently that have about 12%.
yeah, that's old world type wine. So,
Oh, really? Still?
yeah, 12 is the lower end and then 13, 14 that's the upper end.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
There you go. Nothing like drinking on a microphone.
Yeah, it's lovely. You like it?
Yeah. Um, I'm trying to see if I can.
Drinking today. What is that? Like a Dr. Pepper?
This?
Yeah.
No, Dr. Pepper. What the fuck? No, it's a Crown Peach and Cran Apple.
That's very fruity.
Well, hey, there's only like one like. How can I see the chat or comments?
There's a little button on the side that says chat.
Oh, I gotta catch up. Oh, I gotta mute that.
Mm, bingo. We only have one
Okay.
message so far
What up?
that I see.
How's our volume? Can someone comment on the volume? Because last week I was a little low.
You're max up now.
Well, but still. Your wife called. She wants her drink back.
I
All
like that
right.
guy.
Blair Smith can go eat a dick.
I'm a big Blair Smith fan.
I don't even know who Blair Smith is. Is he one of the
Doesn't
dudes
matter. I
that
love
bangs
him.
you out on Wednesday nights?
No, I don't think so, but I love him.
Oh, Dave Veer's watching. Vols. I can't read this shit.
You had to put your glasses on, huh?
Oh my god, it's getting bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it
So we
is,
only
man.
have one watcher right now. Everyone's fucking bailed.
Aw.
My Awesome Mags GT tool keeps pulling hard to the left from a standing start. I checked the tweak in the front. Oh, fuck it.
This is
Jesus Christ.
Steel Rain.
Oh,
This is the
but
tall
the
one.
issue
Steel
remains.
Rain.
Yeah. He was the one who
Well,
imposed themselves with Rihanna.
yeah.
The
They were down
host.
by the L. Yep. Well, I have to say, Steel Rain, we should get some feedback from the Mangler because he's very good at having his stock car veer a certain direction from the start.
No, it just goes straight because it doesn't like it doesn't turn. It just goes like that.
Mm,
But it goes straight.
mm,
It doesn't like pull.
okay. Yeah. So
I would
Steel, what?
recommend easing into it.
Well, I would check the sag on the front springs because they can droop out. That's a new thing I've learned. And then I would just retweak the thing. Make sure you have same size tires everywhere. Retweak it. See what happens. You could also do an extra type of voodoo if you really have to, where if it keeps on loading one of the tires a certain way, you tweak it the other way so it loads the opposite tire. But that's pretty ghetto. But I've done ghetto things like that before.
You live in the ghetto
Well, I
of
used
things
to.
of things to do. Sorry.
Yeah.
I should
Yeah. They used to have a fence around me just to keep me in.
Yeah.
is
You're a
what it
little
is.
waspy now, I'm sure.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I woke up this morning to snow. Love it. What'd you wake up to this morning, Mangler?
70.
Yeah.
It was dark,
There's
but other than that,
there's only a 35-degree difference between snow and 70.
that 35
that big.
degrees is a lot. Makes a huge difference. I think
Yeah.
we got in the 80s today.
80s.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Yeah, and you're
It's
just not
77
talking about like the average age of the people in Florida. It's really
No,
the 80s.
Yeah, well, it's 77 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so today's high was 84.
All right.
Hold on. Let me plug in my phone.
I bet people really want to know about this.
Well, Florida's amazing, that's why. In a weird way. But hold on. I got great news. Hold on.
Okay. Can't wait. We're also just like, stalling a little bit. We have a special guest coming on in just a minute or two. And I think our special guest has arrived. So while Mangler plays with his chords and stuff, let's add our special guest.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Oh my God! Look how
Look at this.
professional that looks.
Yeah, look at this motherfucker. What the hell?
It's fucking
it's
Howard
my daughter's
Stern.
setup.
Uh-huh.
It's my daughter's setup.
Wow.
Oh, is she doing OnlyFans now or what?
She's 14, Mangler.
Oh, that's
you
right, I
saw
forgot
her
my-
at the race.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. My bad.
Remember her blonde hair, black hair?
I saw her for like 2 seconds. I don't really remember. I was concentrating on how to figure out how to tweak an Awesome Max 12 skill so it doesn't fucking pull in acceleration.
No, you aren't. Stop lying.
I thought you were just handing it to FJ and saying this is a bag of dicks.
No, I had to
No,
unshitbox it.
Aw. That's not
Sorry
right.
for the bad language, everybody. That's what the show is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so
you
Clayton,
were a Marine, like you're gonna like.
Right?
Yeah.
I am trying
He-
to tone it down and be a lot more professional.
Oh
okay.
yeah. Well, this is the wrong show.
We're not.
I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
That's part of the show. I
So-
get it.
So for folks who
My
don't
daughter's
know,
looking at me laughing.
that's good.
She can't hear.
I like that. So for folks who don't know, this is Clayton Young, and this is a little segment we like to call "Getting to Know Clayton."
Oh,
It's
sweet.
the first thing here. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, look, this is next level. Anyway, so Clayton, why don't you just tell people who the hell are you and where are you right now in the world?
I am in Virginia right now. I am a guy who's been in and out of the sport as a Marine for probably 20 years, maybe. Every once in a while, you'd race, you'd realize you don't have enough money and stop. And then about 5 years ago, I said, oh, let's do this. And I actually asked Paul Lemieux what I should do to get better. And he's like, travel around and race. I'm like, okay. So I started doing that, started having fun. Went from one brand to another, got better. Spent a night with Max Mockler, got really fast.
What did Max Mockler do to you that night?
You spent a night with him?
Spent a night
Yeah,
with them in the mountains.
What?
Shizer videos?
Was it-
Is this what
Yeah,
we're doing?
exactly.
That's how you got Freddie.
It was the night before the Reedy race. And
Hmm.
he's like, you just got to get rid of all the distractions and concentrate on your car.
Mhm.
And that Reedy race, the first Reedy race I went to, I was second from last. So
That
it
was at
wasn't-
the Tamiya race, right?
That was at the Tamiya track. Yep.
Yeah.
And I had a girlfriend at the time, and her comment was, "You are the most entertaining car on the track."
Oh,
Why? Because you kept on crashing? Is that
Yes, I sent it in the fence. I sent it up in the air a few feet, all in the same race. I did all that.
why? That's FJ Styles of failure. I'm
Yeah,
proud of
it
you.
was pretty awesome. And then the next time I came back, I was doing about average and asking Max what to do to get faster. He'd give me a hint and then ask me where I was. And eventually I got to second and I asked him what to do and it sent me the wrong direction. So
He's like, I'm in first. You can go that way.
he's like, yeah, do make the gaps bigger. And I went out and the car
Uh-huh.
started spinning out. I'm like, gee, this doesn't make sense. I thought we always went smaller. He's like,
Mhm.
yeah, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I get it. Now's the time to stop asking Max for help. Got it.
Mhm. Yep. Sometimes that happens.
And like he
So,
took off, won the first 2 A's. The last A, I'm like, dude, what do I got to do? I feel like I have nothing. He's like, what are you geared at? And I told him, he's like, oh, go up 4 teeth. I'm like, 4 teeth? And he's like, yeah, well, you're geared way too low. I'm like, I'm geared where you told me to.
mhm.
So
Max
yeah, I
playing
travel around,
games.
have fun, and race.
Mhm.
Alright. So Reedy race, that was the asphalt, right? Yeah, it had to
Yeah,
be.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
asphalt.
yeah.
But the race you were fast at was at Steel
Steel City.
City, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And Steel City is a fun track until your car makes a gong noise in the sweeper.
Sounds like Fort Myers.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of similar. It's this fucking place. It's beautiful, actually. Beautiful track. If the lanes were a quarter of the size, it would be an amazing 10 scale track. But it's not supposed to be a 10 scale track. It's really like a 5th scale size track.
Yeah.
And so the run line, there's a few different options. But even though the sweeper's giant, your car can still push right off the fucking track and fucking bang the outside wall. So anything's possible.
So
That's what I can tell you.
isn't that the track that the Godwins run?
Yep.
Yes.
They are big fans of FJ. Huge.
I think they've liked me more and more throughout the years.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
You mean hate?
Yeah.
FJ
No, I
wears
think
on
maybe
you.
like. Yeah,
Maybe
I
like?
break people down.
At first, you're like, oh man, that guy's got a big mouth. He's annoying. His
Uh-huh.
laugh is like piercing. And then over
Yeah, then
time,
they like it.
yeah,
I
over
was in
time
love
you
at
start to
first
love
sight.
it.
I
He
in
was.
love- Yeah.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
I
this,
agree.
This is the guy for me.
So
But
exactly.
hey,
So Clayton-
I gotta tell Clayton real quick. So we were at the IIC, I don't know how many moons ago, and the Godwins were pitting behind us. This is
Mm.
like 2014 ish, 13. And so we were at the IIC and the Godwins were pitting by us, and they were not having any of FJ. And they were just like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, they don't say fuck, but they're like, who is this guy? And why is he here? And like, they're like, hey, Scotty, can we move? Like, is there somewhere else we can sit? Like, we want to be near him. And
Wow.
yeah, it was not good.
That's how we get so much open pit space. I didn't realize that.
See, I even missed that story, but I think I know it. I'll watch it later. My internet froze, so hopefully no one else.
Yeah,
is
it did.
impacted by that.
No.
But Mangler
okay.
picked right up on your freezingness, so we just
Yeah.
kept
Yeah.
rolling. It was
Yeah.
nice.
Hey, professionals.
Yeah. This is professional grade right now. It's not running off of my laptop, doing weird stuff. So, Clayton, there's a reason why we asked you to come out tonight, and it's to help rock the vote. So what are we talking about here, Clayton?
Voting for Roar president. So to vote for Roar president, you're going to have to be a year member. You can't do like a race membership for a weekend and vote. That won't count. So you have to be a Roar member. And then in September timeframe, it's all fall according to the bylaws, but are usually around September. They'll do nominations. I'll have to be nominated to be able to be voted on. I have
who
a few
can
people that
nominate
said-
you?
You just send in your there'll be a forum on the roarracing.com page, and you will be able to put your Roar number in and who you're nominating to become president, or I think it's even number regions at that point. So it's president and some regions. And then from that point, in October, November timeframe, they'll post a voting. And again, you'll have to fill out the long form with your address, your firstborn, and your Roar number so that you can submit a valid vote. And if any of that information is incorrect, your vote won't count. So double check your stuff before you submit. So that way we actually get more than 100 votes total for president for one time.
Interesting.
That's
well,
like-
it
We're
could
just
happen.
using hanging chads down here in Florida, and now we got to know our addresses and shit.
Yeah, I actually don't know if I have the right address for my vote. We'll have to hope for the best here. All right. But so and you just said roar like I know we talked about it. I want to hear it out of your mouth. So like what are you actually um like attempting to become?
So I'm going to run for president. I was competition director, and when
So
I came
like Donald Trump?
like Donald Trump or Joe Biden, however you want to consider it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
like run
Nice.
the whole thing.
Okay. Is Sarah Palin your running mate?
I haven't met my Sarah Palin yet. I keep looking and looking. I can't even buy a Sarah Palin. I mean,
You would.
it's
No, you
rough out
could.
there.
Lisa
You could. You
Ann
definitely could.
made a great Sarah Palin in the video that I watched of her.
I
I'm
don't
just
All right,
think
so
saying.
that we
anyway.
could.
She was taking things on that I would be scared of.
Wow. So I sent this a different direction, but so you're really trying to become the Roar president. And
Yes.
so what are your actual qualifications? What are you in the overall realm of Roar and organized racing?
So I was the competition director, and I'm assistant regional director for Region 2. I was the competition director for a little over 2 years. In that time, I rewrote the national guidelines that we all submit to be national racetracks to host nationals. And I rewrote the rule book, which went through committee. Thought it was going to get posted.
Yeah, I haven't seen an update to the Roar rule book since like 2015. So what happened to that?
The current president is amending the modifications that I did, which was really just organizing it and trying to get rid of all the hyperlinks and all the extra stuff and just put a chart in. If you want to race on road 1/10, it has a little chart and it shows you everything you need to know. It doesn't tell you have to go to this page or that page or whatever. It gives you all the
So
information.
I
for the
hear you
class right
saying
there.
something on the up and up, but what I'm really understanding is they did nothing. They sat on the rules, and we still have the same rules. Is that correct?
That is
Mangler,
that's
maybe
correct.
you want to
Yeah.
agree for Clayton because I don't think he wants to agree.
No, that's true. Like, he even Chuck had even promised Gord Tesman that they would be released in January of 2021. We're a little past that, and we still haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it probably has to do with maybe the GBS. They're going to change the global body specs for touring car, and so he may be trying to wait for that.
That's a fun topic. We should talk about that on a different show. I don't want to have this internet broadcast get pulled off.
I'll come back.
It's going to
I
go
don't mind.
savage.
I'll chat
Yeah.
with anybody, whether you like me or not. Doesn't matter to me. I like hearing opinions, and makes the sport grow. But so like that was one of the 3 things I said had to be done, or I would resign after 2 years. Was we had to update the rule book. It hadn't been updated since 2013 or 15, and it's annoying to know that it's something simple and it's supposed to be done every year, and it wasn't getting done. The other was updating the website and membership. The Roar still keeps track of membership through a spreadsheet instead of any cloud service or some kind of nice, easily accessible way of doing things. And I had gotten with a couple people. Luke Pittman has a company that does stuff like that, and Live RC does stuff like that, and got some tentative agreements, and nothing happened. So it's kind of like the politicians nowadays. There's a lot of talk and very little action. Like,
So
I'm like a Marine. I just want action. I don't care if we talk about it or not. Let's just do something. If you don't start somewhere, you're never going to get anywhere.
We got a question from our viewers.
Hold on for a second. Hold on a second. So just doing something to do something, though, that's not necessarily the most productive thing either.
True. And I understand that, but if we haven't done rules in almost 7 years, I mean, they're supposed to be updated every year. But yeah, you're right. We don't just change just to change, but thought out and try and get, like, I would like to get manufacturers together once a quarter. Say, hey, what can Roar do for you? What are we missing? What can we do better? And it may be, hey, we're doing great, or it may be you guys aren't doing anything. You're not helping us at all. We're doing everything by ourselves. So I mean, the sport should be on TV. I every time I watch soccer, table tennis on ESPN or FS1, I'm like, oh my God, Are you kidding me? Somebody created a sport and got it on TV. Our sport's been around for years, and we're doing some YouTube channels. Great. Like,
Well, so the thing with that, Clayton, and I agree that it would be great to see, and we'll get back to this question from the internet sometime. So just keep it on hold. The thing is, I agree that yes, it would be great to see RC racing on TV. However, the IFMAR qualifying style is not the most friendliest TV form of broadcast,
absolutely.
and
Yep.
unfortunately, that's kind of what we live by and die by when it comes to racing, and that's where it makes it very difficult because there's no actual racing. It's just dudes running around the track, or women. Sorry. But yeah, yeah, exactly. People running around the track. So that's the drawback to it. Now, the actual races, those are, we can get competitive on that. Or if you have like a 20-minute or 30-minute, nitro A main, those are great too.
Or you do redo race style, where
Right. I mean, the problem is that,
qualifier is a race.
yeah, if you're gonna make something broadcast, you can't do IFMAR qualifying because it's boring as all
Right.
no other.
Oh yeah, I'm totally with you. I'm ready to blow everything up and make something that's entertaining and a value for everybody.
All right.
No matter,
what's
I
your
mean,
question?
I'm open to whatever ideas. Like,
Right.
it just seems silly. Like, if you watch, I ran, somewhat ran the off-road fuel Nats last year from the very back.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
bump
So
up out of my main, and
what
but that's
main did you
entertaining
qualify
watching
in?
that ladder. I'm sorry,
What main did you qualify in?
like the 1228 main. It was the very last main I qualified.
Yeah, let's
back
get
there.
rid of that shit too, because that fucking we can't do fractions. Like,
Right?
who the fuck does fractions?
Yeah.
That's the
You-
dumbest
they
shit
just
ever. Like,
split
I
it
don't know
down
what the
so far.
yeah, A1, A2, or B1, B2.
Well, they ladder up, so you get split odd and
Well, I
even.
know that.
And
I
you
know
can
how
bump
I
up.
know how it works,
Okay.
Clayton. I'm just saying the
Sorry.
fucking names are dumb as shit. Like,
Yep.
they just need to be like, here's the A, and then you're in B1, B2, one being odd and two being even. I mean, it
Right.
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. Yeah, the 128th A main or a main.
Yeah,
Like,
Jeff said it wasn't 1200; it was 128.
fractions. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah, but so that's entertainment. When we did, I for Roar, I went to the Worlds 1/8 out in Steel City, and that was entertaining. They had a lot of cool ladders, and then they had a super pole, and it was actually like exciting to watch that and the anticipation of stuff. So stuff like that. I mean, we do in some types of racing very entertaining stuff, and in some it's very confusing. So we'd have to get rid of some of the confusion and make it more entertaining.
Sorry, I think with like electric, if we did do something that was a little bit like that, because we don't have quite the numbers that you would have, like say other
Right.
worlds or whatever. But like, say you take the Roar Nats that's coming up, for example, and you just lock in 1 and 2 and make the show, and then you just ladder the rest. Now you have an actual racing format that you can actually broadcast. Whereas,
Yeah.
just broadcasting qualifying and then here's your main. I mean, that would be silly. Now, obviously, it's going to take a little longer to do all that, but I feel that when you have some type of ladder system, I am a fan of the ladder system. Though the names are dumb, I do like the ladder system.
We'll change the names.
And the other thing is, like, the amount of time that we end up racing for, that doesn't really
Nothing.
matter so much. All right. And because I'll tell you, you can run a 6-minute race, you can run a 4-minute race. If you failed, you probably failed in that first 2 minutes. All right. And so your race is maybe over. Or you might, the only racing I've ever seen other than Nitro, like 45-minute reigns, is at multiple Roar races and at Snowbirds in Mod 12 scale. Is the only race I've ever seen where the whole 8 minutes actually matters. Because normally the fucking thing is over within, I don't know, first minute, maybe 2 minutes. All right. You know who's going to win unless something really happens. And, I have seen some epic battles. I do remember one year when I think Dumas peeled the shit out of Nap at Snowbirds. That was amazing. We all went nuts. And then I think similar trend. I think Trandell one year peeled the shit out of a nap at Snowbird, but
Why
I could
is
be
everybody
wrong.
calling the shit out of Nap?
Well, he's just there anyway. So
I think I peeled the shit out of Nap at the Classic, actually.
See, there you go. Yeah, and actually that cost me the win. Thanks again for that. So anyway,
in front of us, I reverse peel you.
Yes, you did. I had to drive through the fucking fail NATO. And
that was in the chicane. That was after I peeled it. Nap.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyway, so
that was my first 12. Second 12 scale race.
Yeah. Anyway, don't start showing off here, all right? But yeah, I think race formatting, attempting it to change, attempting it to be different, but more importantly, I think is to make the racing have like a sense of value. And so, Mangler's on mute. I don't know why, but I would say, when was the last time a Roar Regional actually fucking mattered? And
yeah,
it would be great if something like that were actually to matter. And the funny part is, the flip side is, we could go all the way to the socialist system where the Brits are like, well, unless you have this certain license, you can't run the nationals. And that's a bunch of.
I kind of want to go over to Britain just to
let's not copy anything let's not copy anything the UK is doing.
No,
the BRCA is kind of fucked on that.
You bring up a good thing. And Chuck had asked, or the committee had asked, to put together something to make regions matter. And so what I did is I got 4 tracks, because we sell out in fuel on road in an hour, that would commit to run 4 regional events. They were in different parts of the country, so they would kind of cover 4 regions. And if you didn't make, I think it was top 20. Say that again. You cut out, FJ. Sorry again.
I said you would have to attend one of those, or you had to be top 20 at one of those.
You had to be top 20 at one of those. Not if top 20 of the not qualified people. So if Dakota and Jeremy Mayfield showed up, they're qualified from the last year. If you made the A the last year, you're in. So you would exclude them. They could still go to the race if they wanted to, but you wouldn't be bumped out by them because they're already qualified. So the top 20 non-qualified people would qualify for the Champions Cup. So you had 4 of those regions. You'd get about 100 drivers that would be running for the Cup, instead of what they have now, which is 350, or probably about 200 buggies and 100 and something truggies, whatever. But you would narrow it down to the people that would want to do that. And if you won so you could still attend nationals, but you weren't going for the Cup. You're going for the Amateur Cup, or whatever we called it. If you won that, you are automatically qualified next year for the Champions Cup too. So there's kind of value on everything. The regionals, get some attendance, get some people excited, and then you get qualified for nationals by doing one of those. But that didn't get implemented either.
Do you have any idea why? Because it's just because people don't want change?
No. We had the manufacturers on board. I was meeting with the manufacturers, got their all their buy-in, the tracks buy-in, and I'm not sure why Chuck didn't pull the lever, because we were ready to announce it at nationals, even though I had resigned. We were going to make the announcement, and then it didn't happen. So I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm sure there might be some kind of reason, but I don't know.
What was your question?
But I absolutely agree. Regionals.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, I agree. Regionals should mean something. Again, it would be nice.
I have a regional coming up at the beginning of April, and it's just going to be another race. It just says regional. I got to make sure I'm a member to go.
Is it the warm-up race for Nats?
Yeah, I guess. Not really.
Is because
there's, yeah, but there's like 7 other fucking races before that. So it's not like, they all could be warm-up races. It just depends on which one you want to go to.
Because I was thinking about going down for that one.
The regional?
I got to figure out what date. Yeah, what date it is.
It's like the first weekend in April. You got April 8th, 9th, 10th. And so the 8th is practice, 9th is 2 qualifiers, and then the 10th 2 qualifiers.
That's the second weekend in April. We have our coastal race, the 9th, 10th, and 11th, I think. Darn it. That's okay. I can come down a different weekend.
Yeah, there's like 15 other fucking weekends you can come down. It's like
sweet.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Right. So what was your question from earlier?
Oh, it was a funny question. Like
Yeah.
here was the statement. I thought Roar was defunct.
Well, Garland did some stuff at Motorama, but other than that, there isn't a whole lot of advertising of events going on, which I've harassed the Brent, the promotions director for Roar, about promoting Roar events, even though I'm not on the committee.
Yeah, that's
but
one thing you
he
do
just kind
hear.
of
That,
laughs.
like a lot of the race directors that own or host races, they're like, "Hey, there's no promotion." Like, but I guess the thing is like, where are you going to promote it? Like, you can make Facebook
Well,
posts all day long, but I mean,
yeah,
is that really promoting it?
it's better than what they got right now, which is not even Facebook posts, I guess.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
Like
you do.
for the
we could
current
do live
carpet nats,
RC.
yeah,
Yeah, Mark
you could,
McGruin for Carpet Nats is doing good.
but he's doing that by himself,
Yep.
and he's helping out his local track and helping out Chris Adams, and
Yep.
I'm happy he's doing that.
So
But that's
okay,
not what
time
the
out. Like,
body that's getting paid for entries is doing.
no,
Right.
Mark McGruin, I don't even know who this dude is, and I haven't seen one single post. So again, how
Are
do
you
you
going to
mark?
the event?
No,
Okay.
but I'm.
You might
But that's
only see if you say you're going to the event, but I see them
well.
on my
Then
Facebook.
why are you
posts
going to
almost
market to
daily.
people that are already going?
I don't know, word of mouth.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, this guy supposedly is marketing for the event, and I don't see anything. So you would think that if you're marketing
Right.
for the event, I would see something.
So I wonder why you're probably not a friend with him or Roar. Actually, it's not Roar. It's
Yeah.
RCCA. Yeah. So you're not a friend of him and not following the RCCA page. So that's probably why you don't see it.
I think I do follow the
So
RCCA page,
I do.
and I know I see
You
stuff from Chris,
should.
but I don't see anything from this guy. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just
Huh.
using this as an example of
Yeah.
me personally. So I don't know. I mean, I could be just
No, I
ignoring
mean
it.
it's a good point. We need to
So
make sure that stuff's getting out.
And here's a question. So Vaughn has a GT series. Do you see those ads?
yes, I have seen those.
Okay. Hey, maybe we need to find a way to take people who are doing this well and give them some power in the Roar RC machine. Because like, he already has a fan base. He already has
Right.
something. Like Vaughn could be a Roar influencer. It'd be like he
Absolutely.
could be rocking the Versace or like, something else. We could give him some swag. And that could be how we get this out. I don't know. Because
No,
like
I think it's a good
honestly,
idea. I don't
everyone's
understand why
little-
people that are on the committee not doing their job still stay on the committee. That's going to
Wow.
be, if I become
That's-
president, that'll be one of the first conversations we have. If you don't
Well,
have
that
time,
sounds-
totally get it. But you need to resign so we can get people in here who do, because this is all voluntary. Nobody's getting paid. So like, if you don't have time to do it, it's not like I don't like you, but we need people who do have time to do the job. If you don't have time, move on. Let's get some more people in.
Yeah, no hard feelings, just business.
Right.
Yeah.
And if
You
you
know,
end up
it's
having
for the
more
good
time,
of the
like I
sport.
resigned because I was running out of time. I was switching jobs. I was like racing all over the country. And I'm like, I literally, if I could get the recording, you guys should post it on Track Rats. I went off on the entire committee. I was livid. We sat there and we talked and we talked and we talked and we talked. And we never did anything. And that's literally what I said in a much more vulgar manner. Was I'm tired of the BS. We sit here and we talk about everything and we do nothing. This is a complete waste of everybody's life. If you're not going to do anything, leave. And that was like 4 months before I resigned.
Then, so there's a bunch of people who've also kind of shouted out a few different things, which are funny. So I got to just throw them up there.
Absolutely, that's what this show's about.
Chris
Lex?
Adams, who I think his Lex statement is around promoting. Lex had CTS, which you used to go to a lot. Awesomatic sponsored, or Montec sponsored. One of those companies sponsored the crap out of it. Spent a bunch of time on it, and Dawson has a great statement. It's a little long, but effectively, all these other vendors have better package solutions. And honestly, this I've been watching a lot of videos during COVID, and I started watching some of the stuff that JQ was producing, and he was talking about like EFRA and how to change RC racing. And honestly, the sad part is EFRA is in front of Roar by like leaps and bounds right now because
Like
of
a
like the
millennium.
RC. Yeah, because of the RC Racing TV and some of this other
Yep.
promotion stuff that they've done. But if you guys haven't seen it, check out some of the stuff JQ's done, and it could be useful, just to like look at.
Is it just JQ?
JQ
just the
Racing?
initials?
I'll send you the links offline, Clayton.
Okay.
You can drop knowledge on them in the past. But we'll see what happened. And like even Chris Crowder is saying he's ready to wear a sleeveless shirt like a rock star. I don't know if I want to see Chris Crowder in a sleeveless shirt, but we have people that committed to wanting to do this. And thanks again, Chris, for watching. Really appreciate the work you do to help F-Sarah and Snowbirds. With
So that's
announcing
the
this
thing.
last
That's
year.
just Chris's normal everyday outfit. So it's not. It's just
What,
us.
the sleeveless?
He's from Florida. It's not like it's a stretch.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And
Yeah, I mean, one of my thoughts too is to get Roar to sanction those larger events that are already doing it. If there's anything at all that Roar can do to help their event, just to be on board, because Roar is like the bad name in RC. It's a 4-letter word. Like,
and you should watch some of these videos from JQ because he talks about like EFRA and them being concerned about these other race series that are competing with them. And the reality is they're really just doing a better job than them. But still, like,
right.
In the grand scheme of things, I still think EFRA is doing a better job than Roar is. But anyway.
Yeah, even the J Concept series, they're doing a really good job of turning people out for these races. Tech's
Yep.
easy. People are having fun. That's really what it should come down to, is people having fun. Like,
And
if there's cheating
and I
stuff
gotta
going
say-
on, get rid of it and then let everybody else have fun.
Yeah, and that's why companies like Some Padao USA and Will Speed Racing USA have gotten behind the J Concept series for 2022. It's a great venue to market products and like help racing.
Mm.
So, but anyway, we could turn this into a giant advertisement for many things. But like for folks who hadn't known Clayton, this is Clayton Young. He's running for Roar president, and he'll look for your support come the end of this year. So we'll bring Clayton on in other episodes, depending upon how long Mangler and I continue to do this for. I think Mangler and we're committed to the 2022 season of Track Rats here. We got
nice.
this thing
It's nice
going.
to have him back.
See, people want it back.
Your guest hosts were cool, but they weren't Mangler. Like,
oh,
you got to have the
Oh my
raunchy.
God.
and
Don't
in-your-face
suck up
stuff.
to me.
Wow!
I'm
Wow!
not.
Please reach
I met
around.
you
If you're gonna,
live. So
if you're
it's
gonna
like all
please reach
different.
around if you're gonna tickle my balls.
And we're ready and willing to take any and all suitors. Like we handed out Clayton a link. Clayton, how hard was it to join this podcast today?
It was easy. I had my daughter do it.
Okay, well, great. Just get yourself a teenager.
Yep.
They're available
No,
on
it was
the
super
internet
simple.
or in
The only thing I had to
Chinatown.
do is I had to switch the microphone from the webcam to the AKG.
Well,
but
not
that was about
everyone
it.
has a microphone like that, bro. Like Mangler has like he just bought a flip phone and they gave him that like headset for free, and this nonsense. This is no better. And
What are you
the
talking about?
reality is, dude, you look like a Time Life operator, and you just sold me a football phone with a subscription to Time Life. That's what I'm
Hey,
talking about.
The best
Yeah, we
hits of the
definitely need to
80s.
upgrade the quality of your guys' audio a little bit.
Well,
What? Fuck off.
anyway, Clayton knows a lot. Clayton, this is a massive improvement from
It
any other
is.
year
This
track
is
rats.
way better than the original stuff. Yep.
Oh
I
my god, the
absolutely
original
agree.
stuff. We weren't even lip sync. We were like
You want to fight? Fight me. Exactly. Awesome.
we've
Anyway,
done better.
yeah.
Thanks, Clayton,
But
for
so-
coming by.
Yeah.
Hey,
and,
no problem.
Clayton,
Thanks, guys.
any closing comments for you before we degrade your overall persona against the overall internet?
No, I would just say I appreciate any comments and the people at Snowbirds that came up and told me to run and were congratulating me and all kinds of words of advice. I appreciate it. Keep it coming. Any questions you have, go ahead and post them on Track Rats. They'll get to me one way or another, or you can just message me.
Just message him direct. We don't want to read your bullshit.
Yeah. Chris Draper has suggested doing something rather than nothing. And also, Tim has asked, he's calling about your car's extended warranty. And, possibly you want to fix your car and buy a new extended
That's
warranty.
what I'm here for. I'm calling about your warranties. You just
I am
realize
the warranty.
it. There you go.
All right.
Menger will
Yeah.
fix all.
Pretty much.
And frankly, this is also something I think Clayton could get behind. Steel Rain, otherwise known as the tall one. He suggested that Supercar Blondie. Do you know who that is, Clayton?
Yes, I do.
Okay. She posted some Nitro off-road video, and it already has 1.7 million views. So, this is
She has a large audience. She could be our promoter.
she has
Yes.
many large things. Anyway, so
yes, she does.
you're welcome.
She
so,
could be wife number 3.
She is Clayton's future ex-wife number 6. All right, he's got to
Dang,
run
I
through a
gotta find
few
more
other people first.
I don't think you're in her tax bracket.
No, probably not.
But this is really honestly what it comes down to is it a little bit around influencing and trying to figure out it's almost like to the degree of the Associated
Looking at the
Electronics, they
Facebook
have the
comments coming in. Sorry.
We are AE sort of thing where people kind of repeat a certain phrase, blah blah blah, and we kind of need that type of banter.
Hear us
and-
roar.
Sure,
There you go.
something like that.
You owe me $20.
Yeah.
Pay the man. Pay the man.
The Mangler, not spelled correctly on the current stream. Copyright 2022. Anyway, but ultimately, I have some faith in Clayton. Clayton has a lot of enthusiasm. You see his enthusiasm on the track. You see his enthusiasm when he was not at the track, but not at the track as a racer, but as helping run races through the Roar RMT. And Clayton, I really hope you much success in the future. And hopefully people consider buying the annual membership, which will then allow you to vote correctly for the upcoming nominations. So best of luck to you, Clayton. We'll bring you back on again. Thanks again for coming out. All right.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it, guys.
Later,
All
man.
right.
Thanks.
Take care, Clayton.
How about that? We had a guess.
So that was our first guess.
Well,
You it's President's
besides
Day
Larry.
or the day after.
Yeah, Larry.
Well, Larry, this was the first guest of 2022.
For sure.
All right.
I think we
So,
did. Yeah. Yes, that is correct.
but ultimately, Mangler, you raced this past weekend, right?
That's not what I did. No,
Oh, you circulated.
I circulated.
So what happened at SS Hobbies that just went wrong?
Well, they sealed the track like the day before or the night or 2 days before the race
So
with brand new sealer.
So let's just back up quick. So this is an asphalt track that's underneath like a giant roof for some reason.
Well, it's more like concrete, but yeah, it's sealed concrete. So it's like, so think of a giant roof, like a loading dock area, right? That is open air. All right. So it's a very nice track run by a great family and hardworking people, and nothing against them at all. But the track was sealed 2 days or a day before the event. So we spent the majority of Saturday trying to figure out how to get around the track. There was a lot of spinning out, a
Mhm.
lot of no traction,
Mhm.
a lot of breaking off all the sand that's in the sealer. So we had sand everywhere. Like inside your tire, like after one run, like your tire looked like it was in the desert. That's how
Wow.
much buildup was inside of there. Like
And
I remember blowing it out with the thing, and this shit would come back and hit me in the face. Like that's like it's how much
Mhm.
sand was in the wheels. So
and this was the lowest turnout Florida State Series race I've seen in years.
I wouldn't go there, but
I think
it's been the lowest one in the last couple of weeks, the last couple for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think what happened is everyone showed up Saturday,
Some people did show up on
struggled,
Saturday
and
and
then
said, "Fuck
packed
it."
it up.
Yep. And then some people called those people and said, "Fuck it, I'm not coming on Sunday."
Hmm.
So unfortunately, but trying to make the best of it. So, but late Saturday, it got somewhat decent. You couldn't use traction compound. That was just a no. The only
I'm
thing
sorry.
you
What does that mean? Like
so if you ran traction compound, your tires would just build up, and you would collect all the sand and all the VHT, and you would just have zero traction at that point. So you had to use non-chlorinated motor spray only, and
those are
heating.
big words. What color CRC is that at the Walmart?
I don't know, but it's either like
It's red or
it's
green, one of the two.
it would probably be red, not
Okay.
green. I know that for sure. Yeah, so like red, I was using Worth. CarQuest has a version. Um, Anything that was non-chlorinated, and so it seemed to work. Uh, and so you could clean your tires with that, and that's all you had to do. And heating was somewhat optional. And what I learned on Sunday was that heating them too long is not a good option. And hindsight being 2020 now, it was like I would go out and run. So this is I'd go out like, hurry. I would clean my tires with this motor spray, heat my tires for like 5 minutes, go out and run. And I'm like, just pretty much on pace, like 10-1, 10-2s.
You were
Just,
like, I got you, Dave Vera. I got
yeah,
you.
I got you. And so then when the heats come around, I'm like, well, 5 minutes of heat was good. How about 20? Not a good idea. And not a good idea at all. And so I would go out for the qualifier, and my car was a bag of dicks.
Well,
And
I think this is multiple times that people have learned the lesson in Florida. Practice like you race. Race like you practice.
yeah, and for whatever reason, it didn't dawn on me. It didn't all kind of click together. And so anyway, so yeah, I was circulating. I wasn't doing much of anything. It was kind of a very poor performance. I was very disappointed. Um,
Did you look good while circulating?
yes, because I had a Montec zero body on. No.
Oh, nice. Nice. Now, like
I
when
always
you
look
were
good, kid.
circulating, did it feel like you were circulating? Like, or were you out of control or just
I
wasn't
was
as
kind of, I was
fast?
kind of, it was kind of a little bit of all three. I wasn't really fast when I did run a good lap. If I didn't run a good lap, I was halfway sideways half the time,
Mm,
and I was trying to get the fuck out of the way.
mm.
So it was a shit show all around. I mean, I ended up, unfortunately, in the main, I did end up taking out Dave. Um, yeah. So here's the other unique feature of this track. So there's poles, right? And there's a lot of them. So
Mm.
there's blind spots in the track. And so Dave would stand on the right and I'd stand on my typical left. And yeah, when's the last time you failed? This was it. So Dave was coming up to lap me, which I was trying to avoid, but no.
Mhm.
Dave was coming up to lap me. So I pulled high and to the right. Well, when I pulled, that particular spot where I pulled off was in a blind spot for Dave. So he
Ooh.
couldn't see my car. So he let off, slowing down because he couldn't see my car.
Mhm.
And me trying to time the corner and slowing down and him going by, when I went to go again, Dave was too slow. And so I hit Dave and spun Dave out. And so I think he would have ended up second if I probably wouldn't have done that. So he ended up third.
Oh, so he
Um,
wasn't winning.
no, he wasn't winning at the time.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well,
Felix Law won. No one was touching him. But
yeah. Did
yeah,
Felix have more power than everybody else?
no, not really, because you don't need a lot of power because there was no traction because
Mm.
it was brand new sealer.
Now, I would ask Felix that question if why he didn't have more power, because that's how Felix says it. But if he didn't have more power, he had less power. I told Felix about less power at the Roar Nats in Jackson, and I suggested he have less power, and he didn't like that. But maybe he's learned and he's listened and he thought about it, and maybe less power is better. I don't know.
Dave actually made the comment that he goes, "This is the least amount of motor I've ever run, and since he's been back RC racing was at this track."
Wow.
So, yeah.
And like this layout, I feel like it has a lot of 90-degree corners made out of metal. Is that correct?
They're not made out of metal. There's 90-degree corners, but they're just PVC. They're it's a little unforgiving. I'm sure there's video somewhere that you could probably pull up. But anyway, it's a little rough. You will break some shit if you touch anything. And most of the 90s had dots or plow discs, so you could kind of just curb off of those. But there's a couple that are like, there's one in front of the driver's stand that is a literal 90, and that one's fun to time out. Sometimes you think you're going to hit the wall and you pucker up, but you don't, and sometimes you do. So
Yeah.
it made for some really good crashes. The Schumacher car impaled that thing and survived.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Who
Impressive.
was running the Schumacher MI8?
There was a couple guys there that had them. I'm not exactly sure who what was. But it impaled it. And I know that Dave was like, "Oh my god, that car's got to be destroyed." No, it just kept going. So it was rather impressive.
All right.
So anyway, yeah, I circulated. Wasn't very great. Yeah, just totally not prepared for any of that. And so anyway,
yeah,
keep it moving. Valkyria this weekend for VTS.
Oh yeah, that's good.
VTS race 1, and
nice.
So we'll go there and just try to get some practice in. Of course, this weekend they're running in the reverse direction,
which is not good for you.
I've never run in the reverse direction, so we're going to run counterclockwise instead of clockwise.
So off the straightaway, you go into the chicane.
Yes. Dave says it's really nice. I don't know.
I've never. I'm
gonna fuck it up somehow.
My all of my hopes and dreams for tomorrow are based upon this.
Oh, what's that?
Well, I found 2 sets of spec tires, because all spec tires on the known planet are not available right now.
How's that?
I don't know. Trying to buy spec tires, I'm having problems getting spec tires. So I had these in my bag. These are CRC style spec tires, and I have one more set of BSR style spec tires from Snowbirds. And my entire hopes and dreams for racing tomorrow are right here. So I'm gonna cut some biggins. Well, hopefully not. I'm gonna cut some biggins, and we'll see how it goes. We're gonna go 41 all the way around and just see what happens.
Well, if you wear 7 millimeters per run, you'll be done in 2 runs.
Well, it's better than starting out at 39.8.
Yeah, that's true, because you're done in 1 run.
Yeah. So these will not be raced in practice. They'll be bolted on for Q1.
All right.
So yeah.
So there is a spec tire shortage in 12 scale, huh?
Seems like it. And there's the inner foam there's a shortage on for some reason. But at present moment there's a spec tire shortage. I do happen to have, and so I will share this, but these are not going to be put on the car until I get to Texas. I do have 5 sets of Ultis.
Is that the spec tire in Texas?
It is.
Okay.
But
yeah, don't waste them.
Yeah, I've shown up to too many events in the last year where I show up and I'm like, okay, I'd like to buy my practice tires.
Uh-oh, he broke up, ladies and gentlemen. I think what he's going to say.
So
you broke up.
I'm showing up to the race with tires.
Okay. You broke up. I don't know why.
It happens, bro.
Usually my internet's shit. Now it's yours.
The world's an imperfect place.
Obama internet.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the gigabit, but it isn't clearly.
I know you paid
So.
probably high top dollar for all that.
Nah, it's like $65. CenturyLink. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
So my hopes and dreams all sitting on these.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
Do work, Stu. Do work.
Oh wow, savage. All right. Anything else to close? And so this weekend you're running at Valkyrie?
Yeah, I'm gonna go there probably just Sunday and just kind of just send it. Not gonna like clockwise for this year for entire year.
Entire year.
Oh,
The
well,
man from New York has straightened you out. He said, "Listen, boy, we're running clockwise."
for the entire year. Okay, well that's
Entire year.
great. That is awesome news because I didn't want to run counterclockwise. I've never done it. I don't want to do it. I only know Valkyra one way, and I mean I've been racing there since I moved here in 2014, and it was at one point it was my favorite track in Florida, and then it moved down for a brief moment, and now it's back up there.
What was your favorite track for a minute?
Nuggets in Arcadia.
Is that because you love chicken nuggets?
No, it has nothing to do with chicken nuggets. It was just because it was it's a gas track. So you can run mod there very easily. It has a very good layout. At the time when I liked it the best, it had way more grip than Valkyra did. But now Joe and crew have worked in this castor oil treatment, and they've got the prep a little bit better. So they have the traction's much better now at Valkyra, and so therefore it's back up to the top.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very. I almost saw Joe cry the day I told him that his track was number 2. Yeah.
People don't like being the deuce. Everyone wants to be number 1.
All right. I get it. I was number 7. Horrible, just horrible. Like I was motherfucking everything. I was the grumpiest son of a bitch you've ever saw in your life.
I wish I was there.
Oh my god, you would have loved it. You would have loved it.
Struggled just as hard. So that's
dude. There was a guy. He was there Saturday, all day Saturday practicing. He was there all day Sunday. He was there Sunday morning in practice, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not even going to qualify." Just sat there and hung out with us all day.
Wow.
Yeah, because he was just like, "It isn't worth it." He's like, "I'm here for fun, and this isn't fun."
And see that's kind of what Clayton was talking about earlier. The hobby kind of needs to be fun.
It is fun, but not when you switch the sealer up the day before the race.
I agree.
I mean, look, again, the family that runs the track put in a lot of work and a lot of effort to make the event as best as it could. And I know deep down inside that they were trying to do the things that they thought was required to put on a good event, and they wanted a good show for everybody. However, that just didn't work out. It just was not good. And it is what
Sometimes
it is.
Best intentions don't play out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's what happened.
We've seen that in our lives before.
Mm-hmm.
It's bound to happen. And you just try to learn from it and you move on,
For sure. Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Did you race this weekend?
No, there was no racing for me this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what did you do this weekend?
I went suit shopping.
Ooh, you're gonna wear a suit?
Yeah, and I went ring shopping, and I bought some gummies, and was just.
Did you make that? Yeah. Did that make the shopping more enjoyable?
No. That was a different day. It was a long weekend, so it was good. But
yeah. You're off yesterday.
Yeah.
Banker's hours.
Yeah, some people, they celebrate our president.
Okay. Well, today is actually George Washington's birthday.
Yeah, I'm happy for George.
Yeah. So what kind of ring did you pick out?
I didn't pick one yet. There's more coming. Yeah.
There's more coming?
I think it's there's different sizes and whatever it is. So we're definitely losing everyone right now. Because no one wants to hear about this. This is the death of an RC racer. That's what this part of the show is called. Anyway, but so we'll see what happens. I think mine is going to be probably 6 millimeters wide, and it's going to probably be the thinnest thing you can get. So if I have to wear this thing, I want it to be relatively thin.
Okay.
I want the ring wide, but I want the thickness to be very thin.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, mine was $49 on eBay, so you don't really have to go ham.
yeah, you don't.
And
have
that
to.
sounds more like your price range because I know how cheap you are.
Thank
So,
you.
Yeah, that would probably work out great.
Send me the link.
Yes, I knew it.
Yeah.
You're like, you perked up. You're like, $49.
Oh, $49. It's my
I'll buy
price.
2. See, what you do is you just buy 2.
You buy like one for every day of the week for when you lose them.
Well, whatever. Yeah.
It's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. If you need one, you might as well buy 2.
Mhm.
That's always been my motto.
All right.
So, any case. So, anything else we got to talk about?
I don't know. I got club racing tomorrow. Here's my hopes and dreams right here.
One set of tires.
I got another one in the bag. I got to cut them. I think I'm gonna bust out the new contact tire truer. Do it on this. We'll see what happens.
Oh my God. I hope you fuck him up and then you can't do it.
I'm gonna use a different set of tires to make sure the truer works. Because literally, I only have these. This is it.
Did you not? You didn't call BSR and see what they got?
I've bought enough tires right now.
What West Coast struggles? Is this what this is?
It's just struggles, bro. Struggles. So
okay.
I got my ulties for the next race, but they're gonna stay here. So
okay. Don't want to be tempted to run them.
Yeah, I totally want to
that
run 'em.
ass.
Yeah, I totally want to run them, bro.
What car are you gonna run tomorrow?
I'm gonna run your A12 that you ran.
All
So I think I'm gonna steal some parts though off of my car. So this was my Can-Am car. That's why the motor's not in it anymore. And we launched this week these new carbon
You can't see 'em.
stiffener plates. You can't see
hard.
they're carbon fiber.
It's very hard. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, they're very skinny. So they're these little plates on the side, and they finally showed up a little late, but so we launched that on Monday, and I might run them. I don't know. I might just bolt them onto a standard car and just pray. So we'll see.
There's always that.
Yeah,
Someone asked a
praying is
question
always good.
about the A12. Does side seeing spring pressure account for the pulling to the left? No.
I don't think so, Steele.
No.
Unless you got one cranked down like 5 turns from the top, and the only other one's 1 turn down from the top. But yeah. So Chris Crowder, he also has the same recommendation as you.
What's that?
Pick the cheapest ring.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. You don't need. It's again. This entire day has nothing to do with you.
It's not about me, bro.
No, it has nothing. Again, nothing to do about you. You are just there. You are the dildo of the fucking thing. There is nothing there that, I mean, seriously, there's nothing about this day that it really involves you other than just being there. Buzzing around a little bit. That's it.
Yep. I got to show up. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. You just got to show up.
As long as I don't piss myself at the altar, I'm good. That's how I look at it.
I remember going to one of my friends' weddings and we're doing the rehearsal thing and they're practicing the vowels and basically he had to say like yes, like 3 yeses and an I do, and he kept fucking it up. Like he couldn't he was like like
he just didn't want to commit. That's what it was.
Like he couldn't do it. Like he couldn't say yes. And we're in the back the next day. We're like 3 yeses and an I do. That's all you gotta do, man. Trying to coach him up, and he was like, it was funny. But you're almost useless, and it's not about you. It's nothing. There's nothing in it for you. But that's it. So, I did want to share something that was really exciting though. So, pull this up. So, what Florida really needs is
I can't
mountain. I know. So, Florida residents will be among the first in the nation subjugated to hard Mountain Dew. And so they're going to test hard Mountain Dew in Tennessee, Florida, and Iowa. I really don't think Florida and Tennessee really need these things. These are things that rednecks don't need, is hard Mountain Dew. But
I could
the calm, gentle introverts of Iowa that, stare at their shoes all day, they'll probably be okay. It might get them out a little bit, get them away from the farm animals. But the wild and crazy hillbillies of Tennessee and Florida, I don't think this is good. This is not good. This is like taking Four Loko and
I
giving it to
remember Four
rednecks.
Loko.
Yes.
I'd never had Four Loko. We were at some national event. I don't remember which one, and we found Four Loko at the local local gas station.
Mm-hmm.
And this probably won't be big, but yeah, here's that
Yeah.
Mountain Dew post. So
Not good.
well, it has 0 sugar, so it feels like they actually
Oh.
care about the diabetes of the residents. So that's good.
So I remember, so Ohio banned Four Loko when I was
Mhm.
living in that area, Cincinnati area. And so I lived across the river in Kentucky, and Kentucky was embracing it like a motherfucker. And so there was a gas station that literally had cases and cases just piled up. Like you couldn't walk around the gas station. There was so many cases of Four Loko because they were just stockpiling it all. And the people were coming across the river to go buy it at this gas station. Like it was like the plug of Four Loko.
And EA has reported that Baja Blast is already here,
Oh yeah.
so it's ready. It's
Shot's
there.
good. I think that's a autocorrect. It should be shit's good too. It probably
Or
does
it could
shit really.
shoot good.
Oh, well.
Like one of the two.
Yeah. So, in any case, but yeah, I saw that today. I was like, ugh, I don't know, man. But oh well. Hey,
Yeah.
Pepsi getting into the alcohol game.
Well, they got to make money somehow. I guess. I think they make money. What are we kidding?
Yeah.
They sell bottled water. Anyway. I'll ask one real question, and maybe some of our watchers can share. Did anyone watch the Daytona 500?
I didn't.
No, I did.
You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, I love racing. I'll watch racing anytime. Doesn't matter.
I really have not watched a NASCAR race in probably 10 years.
Wow.
Like I could give two shits about NASCAR.
During the pandemic, I watched a ton of NASCAR.
Really?
Yeah. Because that's all they had. Wednesday night racing on NASCAR. It's fucking awesome.
Do you remember Thursday Night Thunder on ESPN?
Yes.
That was awesome.
Yes.
That was really awesome. But there's nothing about, I don't know, there's something about NASCAR. I used to watch it all the time. Like, that was like religious about it. And then just eventually I just kind of like, man, I'm done. Now I watched pretty much, I think I watched or streamed or had playing 20 hours of the Daytona 24 hours race.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was all on that. Like everywhere.
And that's really fucking boring because it's a lot of racing.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's
like what I thought was interesting because I watched the duels that they run on Thursday night, and so they split the field in half, 20 cars, and when guys lost the draft, they fucking went a lap down. That shit was interesting to me. So to me, I thought there was a lot of cars that were running, and like what would happen in the they broke this up to stage racing, so that's kind of weak, but whatever. Anyway, I actually think maybe they could get rid of some of the stage racing. That would be better, just from a purist perspective. But because the funny part was how these cars seem to be drafting. If you lose the draft, and you only needed 4 cars to really crush souls in the draft, but once you'd lose the draft, you'd fucking just be a second or second and a half slower than anyone else. So it was interesting to me.
How'd that
Um,
make it interesting though?
Well, the duels normally it's just like a giant fucking wreck fest. Frankly, Daytona in general or all these high bank super
Yeah,
speedways are just giant
restrictor
wreck
plate
fests.
racing. Yeah.
Yeah. And the duels wasn't a wreck fest into the second duel, and then
They figured it
number
out how to do it. They figured out how to
yeah,
wreck.
and number 22 just he turned in a little bit early on the last lap trying to block, and some shit went down. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting, and the other part I thought that was kind of interesting was there were a lot of new teams out there, and Floyd Money Mayweather had a team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He does have a lot of money.
Michael Jordan has a team. He has 2 cars now.
Oh, really? No shit.
So there's a lot of things going on right now.
Are they any
But,
good? Or are they
anyway.
like the Haas of fucking NASCAR?
No, they're not that bad. So the Jordan team, it's him and Denny Hamlin,
Okay.
and so last year they had 1 driver, and then this year they have 2 drivers, and so realistically, Bubba finished second in the company is called 2311.
You broke up.
In one of their cars. Bush's brother. Okay, I can't help that. Kyle Busch's brother, otherwise known as Kurt Busch. He moved over from some other team with his Monster sponsorship to 2311 this year, and
Okay.
he was in the 45 car. But I don't know.
You would think they would be 23 and 11.
Yeah, but they already have 11
No.
in Denny Hamlin's car currently.
Okay.
The one thing that was interesting.
Hold on. Time out.
Yes.
So Denny Hamlin owns a team but races for another?
Correct.
Isn't that kind of like dating your brother and fucking your wife?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the family tree for Toyota Racing looks like a stick. You're correct. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, the one thought that I really liked initially was they have independent rear suspensions on these new cars, and so some of these guys, some of these good old boys, they took the car, and this doesn't work as well without a body on it, but they wedged the car this way and had them track differently to take the spoiler that was towards the outside wall out of the air. And NASCAR blocked that the second they saw these good old boys do it. But I just like the ingenuity they were doing with this. So I thought that was fun.
Yeah, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then also this week, just to grab another continent of viewership, there's been a lot of Formula One car releases. I don't know if you saw any of that.
Oh yeah, those are sexy.
Yeah, some of them look really good, right?
The Benetton looks
Ferrari
nice.
looks really fast. Just standing still, it looks fast.
Yeah, the Benetton looks fast.
The Benetton. You mean the Alpine?
No, I'm sorry. The Bentley.
Oh, the Bentley? There's no Bentley. There's an Aston Martin.
Aston Martin. All right, that one.
There you
Same
go.
thing.
Okay.
That looks sexy. I thought it looked.
Yeah,
I can't
the internet
right.
seems exactly. The internet seems to like that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Didn't the Mercedes had like the little fins on it, like a shark or something, a little gills thing or something? Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say. A private test for them starts tomorrow.
Ooh.
And they have 3 days of testing, but they're not calling it a test. They're calling it something else. And apparently, there's no broadcasting of what's going on. There's no timing and scoring.
Oh no, because there isn't some dude sitting out there with a stopwatch for every fucking car that goes around the track.
Yep. The internets are going to be on fire about it. Like all the YouTubers already have, their streams set up. They're ready to go for tomorrow, even if they're just hanging out at the fence.
Yeah,
they'll be there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah,
the most sophisticated.
That should be interesting.
The most sophisticated form of racing won't have any timing.
Apparently not for the viewing audience to see, because I think they're worried about it being such a shit show with all these new regulations that it might just be terrible. So
well, no, there's just gonna be one team that has it way more figured out, and they're like, oh well, hell, Mercedes is running 4 seconds faster than anyone else.
Yeah. And then no one will tune in for the first race. That's really the problem. And I think the viewership numbers were out of control for F1. I don't have them in front of me, but I saw that. and they looked like phenomenal compared to like NASCAR, compared to the NFL. I don't know that. I blame Netflix for making it a popular again, but they seem to be doing a good
Why are
job.
you blaming them? I think that's a good thing.
I know. I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Clayton can help bring a Netflix style to RC racing.
There you go. You can get that documentary that was done 15 years ago.
Carpet
On
racers?
Yeah, on Netflix.
I don't think we need carpet racers on Netflix.
They had well, this weekend is the St. Pete Grand Prix. The IndyCar
Yeah,
race.
little champ cars or Indy car, whatever they call it
Champ
these
car.
days.
They haven't fucking
Champ car,
IRL.
baby. Yeah.
Cart.
And
Cart.
the other crazy thing was Mario Andretti dropped the bomb that his son Michael's trying to come back to F1. Last time Michael Andretti was in there, he only made half a season in a McLaren, and then got replaced by Mika Hakkinen, who out-qualified Senna that first race. But whatever, it doesn't matter. So hopefully Andretti doesn't choke on a chicken with that.
Like actually drive?
Yeah. Well, no. Andretti's going to field a team called Andretti
okay.
Global Sports or something like that.
Okay.
And they'll probably put Colton Herta into a car. They tried to put him into a car this past year. They tried to buy Sauber or Alfa Romeo, but that didn't pan out. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. But there could be 22 cars on the F1 grid starting in 2024. So.
Well, that's the only thing. I mean, and especially with there's 2 races in the U.S. now, with
Miami and Coda.
Texas. Yeah,
and Canada is like our 51st state.
Yeah,
so there could be 3 in North America. Oh, and there's Mexico too. Yep. So that's 4, like almost within driving distance.
But North America is really the United States. So anyway,
says the guy in Florida. All right. Anyway.
But the I mean, and I think they're trying to get Vegas or maybe Indianapolis back, and have a race there. So I mean, that'd be really kind of. I mean, I think F1 is definitely I've seen people talk about F1 racing that I would never think they even know anything about our racing. Like I was just like, huh, what? Like so, hey, good for F1. They figured it out. Get on Netflix.
Yeah. And, apparently that's what Clayton needs to do. So someone let him know.
Yeah.
And
RC Racing on Netflix.
Hey, they got a billion other things on Netflix. This could just not get watched too. No real difference.
Do you have a Netflix subscription? You're probably too cheap for that.
No, I do.
You do?
Do you?
It's your wife's.
It is now. We consolidated some things. So
she pays for it. Yeah,
do you have a subscription?
No.
I'm not surprised by that.
No. I don't even hardly turn on the TV.
I can't buy that one.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't watch TV. I rarely do. I'm too busy. I got too much shit to do.
Slaying bitches.
Pretty much.
Yep. I understand. Living the life. You keep on living it, Mangler, for everybody else, all right?
Yeah. No ring. I'm good.
Yeah.
So there was an interesting story, and I'll go back to your NASCAR thing and the wing in the air and this and that. So many years ago, this was like early 2000s, and Protoform actually had a Pontiac oval body, like a Grand Prix. And so I can't remember the guy's name, but he was an RC racer, but he was also worked for Ward Burton's team, the 22 Caterpillar car. And he was like a crew chief or the tire changer. I don't know. He did something with him. I can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, so he brought the body like into work. And the guy who was the crew chief was like, let me see that. And he was looking at it and he was looking at it. He's like, So they ended up going to Darlington like the next week and fucking just crushed everyone. Like Ward laid it down. And then, so they went through post race, and they said, "That's a very nice car. Don't ever fucking bring it back again."
Oh wow!
So
did it
apparently,
look like one of Dale's creations?
So apparently, they copied some things from the Protoform body, put it on the real car, And NASCAR was like, "Don't ever bring that shit back here again." Good race, nice job, congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks for the ass whooping.
So that's the story, and
It's
again,
a great story.
Yeah, it was. I've I'm sure some of it's true. I've heard it
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah.
So
Well,
anyway.
and like the other thing is, if you bring like an RC car to like one of these race teams and you ask them, like, how much would this thing cost? They're like, oh, dude, this would cost like thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. Like the amount of money they put into some of these things, on like the big scale. It's interesting if you were to reproduce it at their kind of like cost basis and cost structures.
Oh yeah.
Something to be said for some good old boys just doing some time in their basement trying to figure out something, or the garage, or maybe they're off, like they got yaks in the hills that doing stuff, or it's getting made in China, whatever's going on. Like the actual price of one of these race cars, people are like, oh man, this thing costs 200 or 400 or 600 or 800, but the reality is it probably could cost a lot more depending upon like who's really doing it.
Right.
So
Oh yeah, some teams got some secret wind tunnel that no one knows about on the side of a mountain. That they go and just roll up in there. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, and the funny thing is, someone had said, don't know if this is real or not. Brian Davis, FIS, supposedly has been, they already put the nix on Andretti Global. Not interested in another team. I can't believe any racing organization that doesn't want more money.
Or another
like,
team. Yeah, really. I mean, come on, really.
If
24 car grid. I mean, or whatever.
Yeah, if I was the Andretti guys, what I would do is I would build a car now, and I would start running it now. And you could run it. You're not in this racing series. You could figure out all this different stuff, and then just show up. And there's no reason you can't like show up and not be, kind of at least relevant, not just circulating. Like,
well,
you were this
it's
past
like
weekend.
doing Nürburgring things, right? So you always hear like Porsche shows up at the fucking Nürburgring. Oh, we broke the fucking track record. Nobody was there, but we broke it. And so like you just go to like Texas and like, oh, what fucking Vettel did this? Oh, we did this.
Yeah, Vettel's not relevant, but sure, whatever. Let's say Hamilton did this, Verstappen did that, but yeah. But Vettel could be relevant this year. We'll find
Vettel
out.
Verstappen is all the same.
Sure.
Well, Vettel was a champion.
Well, one has more championships. That's actually the reality.
Well, that's still true. But once a champ, all a champ.
Yeah.
Always a champ.
Yeah.
What was that car? Who was that team? Like Jenson Button ran for him. It was like
It was BAR Honda, and BAR Honda was run. It was the ex-Mercedes team.
Yeah, and they just came out and crushed souls one year.
Yep. And who runs the technical rules for F1 now? Ross Brawn, the guy who crushed everyone's souls at BAR Honda, who was the guy who orchestrated Schumacher destroying everyone's, life in the past with F1. So
the greatest cheaters always end up the tech official.
Yeah, they know how to cheat, bro.
That's why you always got oval guys doing tech.
Yeah, kinda. So I'm always as nice as I can be to the tech people. Like,
and
never
EA's
have you
words,
seen me be
cheater.
more respectful. Yeah, well, I didn't say that, but yeah, like I would. Those are the nicest people at the event. Whoever's running the event and whoever is the tech guy at the event. I will never say anything wrong to them.
Oh, if it's a road race, I'll dog cuss them.
No, I won't. So anyway,
whatever.
All right. So we went full circle. We talked about
what are you saying?
Clayton.
Yes, Clayton Young for president.
We talked about Clayton.
Don't be hating. Vote for Clayton.
Yep, that's very funny.
Yep.
And we talked about a few other things. And you're going to run a Valkyrie this weekend?
It's Valkyra.
Valkyra, sorry. Anyway, you're doing that this weekend?
Yep, Sunday.
I'm running tomorrow night with these things.
Do work.
And yeah, we'll see what happens. So
yeah, West Coast time. I love it. They just stay up all night watching you fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll pretty much know by round 2. So
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what wet dreams are made of. No.
you won't have to watch the main. if I'm 4/10 off pace, you just go to sleep. It doesn't matter. You can't win when you're 4/10 off hot lap. You just can't. There's no way you can.
I think that should be a T-shirt. You can't win if you're 4/10 off hot lap.
You just can't. The only way you can win is if you actually physically beat the person. You'd have to throw them off the stand, or their car has to break, which did happen last time, but I don't view that as a win. You know.
No, it's kind of a technicality.
Yeah. So. But yeah. So
All right.
that's it. This is Track Rats race or episode number 2 of our 2022 series.
On
And-
2/22/22.
Oh wow, lots of
Oh my
twos.
God.
Don't know if I can handle that. All right.
A lot of, yeah.
Lot of twos. And so, you know, we are serious. If folks want to, you want to get on board, you want to talk about your racing, you want to promote what you're doing, let us know. We'll bring you on. You just have to deal with us for 20, 30 minutes. It should be fine.
If you can handle the heckling and beating, then
Yeah.
more than welcome.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So that was the Mangler.
and that is FJ.
Yeah. Wrong way. There you go. Yeah, and this was Track Rats. Take care, everybody.
Later.
Good night.